May first son say all praises, glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kadash. Get double honors to elders, apostles, and teachers, great millstone, following the truth. Now say Shalom to the hopeful land of Israel. And I'm gonna center this on here. It says proposes cut to federal rental assistance. Section 8, which a lot of people, especially Jake, and even more so Jake women, rely on to cover their housing. And Trump has been skimming away at these different, skimming away, and he has been intending to cut away these different benefits that the average American mooches off of, or so he would think they mooch off of. Which Jake does a lot of not only just Jake, because you got a lot of Edomites on welfare too. But the average American, they do require a good amount of these different types of governmental programs to help them, whether they be Edomites or whether they be Jakes. And now I'm just going to skim through the article. The Trump administration these are the you think that people voted for Trump because they want things to get better, and it's going to keep coming out more and more about how this nigga Trump does not care about the average. He doesn't give a fuck about any of you people. You had people that voted for Trump because they thought that he was going to bring money back into the economy, that you're going to stop sending money to Pakistan for fucking gender studies. But it's true, he was going to cut down on that spending, but he was also going to cut down on the amount of assistance and money that you Americans can make and or get. The administration wants to sharply reduce funding for federal rental assistance to help hundreds of thousands of California households afford a home. The plan, part of the president's 2026 budget proposal, calls for a 43% reduction in funding available for a variety of programs. It labels dysfunctional, including public housing and a voucher program, commonly known as Section 8. So not just these different, but a variety of. So there's much more that he wants to cut back on. Millions use the program nationwide. And here's the thing. A lot of people may ask the question, how are we supposed to survive? And, that's a trick question, because the thing about it is that you're not supposed to survive. This is how this nigga thinks. This is what he wants. He doesn't give a fuck about any of you people, contrary to what you may believe. He cares about him and his own. Millions use programs nationwide, and the administration said is seeking to give states more responsibility and flexibility on how they are run, while also proposing able-bodied adults receive rental assistance for only 2 years, thus enduring most funds flow to the elderly and disabled. The proposal drawn sharp criticism from advocates for low-income households who say it will worsen the housing affordability crisis, increase homelessness, and unfairly punish workers whose bosses simply don't pay them enough, which is what millions of American workers are getting paid, bullshit wages that that barely pay the bills, which is why you have a bunch of people that have multiple jobs, side gigs, the gig economy, all these other ways to make money, because their main way of making money it's not getting the job done. And so Trump is going to put more stress on the American people. In other words, all the people who have money, who are at the top, they have theirs. Fuck everybody else at the bottom. Who, once again, even when you go into how society is run and how the whole financial thing, there are certain people that are born into money, nepotism, certain people that are associated with those who have money. And as a result of that, they're given a rank and, their own position just because of, it's that saying, it's not what you know, but who you know. So everybody, once again, most people at the bottom who don't have connections are just left assed out to fucking struggle. Whether you have a college degree or whether you have some type of certification, or whether you're working in a fucking factory, it's all the same thing. Because let's say when you go into the lifestyle, right? Because there are certain high paying jobs that are in certain communities, certain cities, and certain areas, and those areas have a certain type of property value, and there's a certain cost of living in these areas that make these high paying jobs. So you got to move out to a certain area for a tech job, but the only housing available is fucking houses upwards of $100,000. So now you may be making a lot of money, but most of that money is a basic fucking small 1 bedroom apartment. It depending on what you make, it costs a third of your monthly income or half of your monthly income. No, 12, 600, $1,800 for a small ass 1 bedroom apartment in a shitty fucking place. Millions of fewer people will receive assistance, says Sonia Acosta, a senior political analyst with the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, a left-leaning think tank. We heard during President Trump's campaign that his plan was to make housing more affordable, and this is really doing the opposite. But once again, making housing more affordable for who? For him and his cronies. Because everybody know that all that money, it all flows to the top, and everybody else at the bottom of the pyramid gets scraps. When he's talking about make America great, he wasn't talking about making it great for the rest of you people. He's talking about making it great for him and his cronies and his friends. That's what you niggas don't fucking get. And this is why all of you people who voted for him, all you fucking hillbillies who thought he was going to make America great again, all you niggas are getting fucked over. But these type of things contribute to the downfall of America. Why? Because they contribute to those increasing tensions. Because what you have a lot of Trump's approval rating is as low as it's ever been, but he's still going forward because he doesn't give a fuck. He's been giving a mission by his handlers, and he intends to see it through. That's what a lot of you people don't understand. You see, y'all talk shit about us and make fun of us and call us conspiracy theories. Yet the things going on is aligning with the things that we're saying. Niggas getting laid off all over the fucking place. All types of store closings, store companies closings that have been open for 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, maybe 80 years. Fucking closing down. UPS, which is a package delivering company from what I understand. Because you'll have McDonald's, they say they sell food, but no, they're in the business of franchising. So from what I understand, they're a package delivering company. They're laying off like 20,000, I think it's 2,000 or 20,000 people. Which is fueling sedition. Because you have people, they're talking about race riots, civil war. They are vocal about their disapproval of their leadership. But when people get put, once again, when people have nothing left to lose, they lose it. When people get pushed too far, then they'll retaliate with physical force. Isaiah 24:10. And once again, this all contributes to the downfall of America, because America is Rome 2.0. When you go into the original Rome, one of the things that contributed to its fall was infighting. Isaiah 24:10. You know, the country imploded, it was falling apart from the inside. The city of confusion is broken down, every house is shut up, that no man may come in. There's a crying for wine in the streets, all joy is dark, and the mirth of the land is gone. And the partying here in America, it's gone. You still have people that'll try to force it, you know, because they have no other outlet for their frustration and their troubles. But on the inside, everybody and everything is falling apart. And so the sea of confusion is broken down. America is once again, America is falling apart, and there's nothing you people can do about it. Y'all can get mad at us all you want. There's nothing you fuckers can do. Y'all have to sit here. Y'all have to sit on y'all square. Y'all have to stew in this bullshit that y'all niggas wanted. You wanted Trump. You got him. Elon Musk said the people wanted government reform, and they're going to get it. You see, he never talked about what type of government reform. He never got into specifics or details. But he just said that people wanted government reform, and you people are going to get it. There's a crying for wine in the streets, and people want to know what's going on. Why is this happening? You know, hold up. We voted for Trump, so you know we thought he was going to make things better. So why is it that he's getting rid? He's fucking cutting down on housing assistance when people can bear with housing assistance. See, that's another thing. With all of these supportive governmental programs, people were already on the fucking ropes with these programs. And now with price rises and with future price rises because of tariffs, it's over. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. People are no longer partying. You know, people, you don't see, you know, everybody's fucking driving with a damn frown on their face. You know, everybody's worried about something. Even when they're out and they're so-called having a party, you know, once again, when they go back home, they're sweating and stressing and fucking smoking weed and doing all types of drugs. Why? Because that provides a momentary escape for the trouble that they're going through. Damn near everybody has a fucking used vehicle. What, you will own nothing and like it. That's not the American dream. So what happened? What's happening is prophecy, and we told you niggas that this would happen, but y'all didn't want to listen. See, y'all wanted to listen to niggas who send fucking goons to beat the shit out of people because they quit being a part of their camp. IUIC. Y'all want to have beauty pageants. Y'all wanted to fuck around and act as if everything was a joke. In the statement, Housing and Urban Development Security Secretary Scott Turner criticized the federal government as too bloated and bureaucratic to efficiently function, and called the president's budget a positive step that will streamline existing programs in order to serve the American people at the highest standard. But the American people can't see that. And this is all, you know, all they're doing is just talking, is just yapping. You know, like at your job, you know, you have people that are specifically trained to deal with employee complaints or customer complaints. You know, customer or employee will come talking about, you know, some bullshit going on. They'll say some shit like, thank you for letting us know about this problem. Sorry to hear that. Here's a policy on this, and we'll get back to you soon. But nothing changes. All these political niggas, or all this shit, all these niggas are doing is just I don't even want to say lullabying the people to sleep, but momentarily pacifying the people by giving them, work, by telling them things that, things are going to get better. This isn't going to last long. This is ultimately for the good of the American people. But when you go home, you fucking sweating bullets and blood and damn near having a fucking heart attack because you literally have to make the decision between putting that $80 that you have for the last $80 for groceries, or using that $80 to keep the lights on because you're $80 short. Let me see if there's anything else in here. More than 5 million American households use some form of federal rent assistance, with 560,000 of those residing in California, according to estimates from the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities. Trump administration budget proposal will dramatically decrease funding for rental assistance programs to change how money is distributed. Here's something that's interesting. The administration said it wants to stop the practice and instead send one rental assistance block grant to each state so they can design their own rental assistance programs based on their unique needs and preferences, which can mean maintaining public housing, Section 8, or trying something different. Which, once again, there's a ton of problems with this. We all know how states fuck their people over. That's one. Because he wants to give these states, from what this article says, autonomy to form their own personal government, their own rental assistance programs, which we all know how that's going to go. Your states are going to fuck all of you over with that, as they've been doing. Your leaders are going to take your money, and while your fucking neighborhoods are burning down, they're going to go to fucking Africa and take a vacation. And trying something different now is the worst time to try to do that shit. And once again, they know this very well. How now trying something different, changing changing these rental programs, which these people literally rely on, is the worst time. This is the worst time to do that shit. Because why? Because inflation is through the roof. Everything is fucking up. Niggas are getting fucking laid off left and fucking right. This is the worst time to do that shit. And they know exactly what they're doing. See, once again, you have Isaiah, the cruel Lord. We believe that Trump is a cruel Lord because, Biden was fucking senile. Well, he was probably acting too. But, what this nigga Trump, a couple months in, this nigga's making major governmental fucking changes. Fucking, obey me subjects, obey me world, tariff the fucking world. And this is that cruel Lord. But I'm gonna have to end this really quickly. But once again, man, everything is falling apart, and there's nothing you niggas can do. And we told you this type of shit was gonna happen. But I hope as ever finds y'all praise this glory and honor Yahweh Bashem Ashah Bashem Gabadash, the ones others possible teacher, great meals on color and true shalom to hopefully like Israel instruction battle on Great America.